Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are back again with a new video. So today the video title is Dice Roller Simulator, which simulates dice rolling with random numbers. A very interesting mini Python project. So let's start this by understanding the code. So firstly here in the first line, we import tkinter as tk. So this imports the tkinter GUI library and gives the short name tk. You will see tk to create Windows widgets and run the GUI. Then to generate random numbers, we import Python's random module so we can generate random numbers like the dice roll. Then here in the next line here, def roll dice. This defines a function named roll dice. This function will run whenever the user clicks on the roll button in tkinter. Buttons call function callbacks like this. Then here in a try method, this starts a try block to catch conversation errors when turning user input, which means strings, into integers. Then in the next line here, in this line, this reads the text currently typed into the numDice entry, which is the input box, and returns a string. And here integer function converts that string into an integer. So the result is stored in the numDice. In the user typed something non-numeric, this will raise a value error so that we will get a message, please enter a valid number. So and the execution jumps to expect block to get this error message. Then here the sites is equals to int sites entry dot get. This reads the text currently typed into the numDice entry input box, which returns a string. Same as this provides line but reads and converts the number of sites per die from sites entry input widget and stores it in the sites. And this blocks run if either integer function call failed because the input wasn't valid integer. Then here result label.config, this updates the result label widget text to show an error message, and config changes the widget option after creation. And then here in this return, this exits the roll dice function early because the input were invalid. Nothing else should run. Now in this line, this is a list comprehension that builds the list roles. So random.random, this generates a single integer between 1 and sides inclusive that simulates one die. Then in this for loop, this repeats that numDice times the underscore is used as a loop variable to indicate we don't need its value. The result is like this rolls a list like 361 when rolling 3 dice. Then here the total is equals to sum rolls. So here this total is equals to sum rolls. This adds up all numbers in the rolls list and stores the sum in total. This is the total of the dice. Then this result label.config, this updates the label to show the individual roll result and the total. So the string is an F string. It inserts the roll list and total into the text /n, which starts from a new line. Now we'll do the window setup. So here, this creates the main application window, often called root. This must be created before making the most widgets. Then root.title sets the title. So here we have set the title as Dice Roller Simulator, and root.geometry sets the horizontal and vertical geometry. You can increase or decrease according to your convenience. And now we'll create the widgets of it. So tk.label root, this creates label widget whose parent is root, and .pack, here this places the label in the window using the pack geometry manager and adds 5 pixel vertical padding for spacing. And numDice entry, this creates an entry widget which is a single line text input for a number of dice, places it in a variable numDice entry so you can read it content later. And here justify is equals to center. This centers the text inside the entry. Then here in the next line, in this line, what we do is this inserts a string 1 at index 0 of the entry. This sets a default value of 1 dice when the GUI opens. Then here in this line, this packs places the entry widget into the window. Since no argument given, it uses default packing behavior. Then in this line, this creates and packs another static label that says slides per die with 5 pixel vertical padding. Then in this line, this creates another entry widget for number of sites and store it in sites entry. This is also at the center, so we have written justify center. And in the next line here, this pre-fills that entry with 6, a common default for die. And in the next line here, this packs the sites entry into the widgets. Then in this line, this creates a button widget and stores it in roll button. Here text is equals to roll dice. This sets the label shown on the button and command is equals to roll dice. This tells tkinter when a button is clicked, call the roll dice function. And here in the next line, this packs the button into the window and gives it 15 pixels of vertical padding for spacing. And here in this result label, this creates a label to show different results or error messages. Initially the text is empty. So this sets the font face and size. This label is saved in the result label so the program can update it later with config. And here in this next line, this packs the result label to display it in the window. And at last, this starts the tkinter's event loop. This calls every block which keeps running and listens for the user event, clicks, typing, etc. So the program stays alive and responsive until the user closes the program. So let's see its output. So here you can see the simple dice roller simulator. We have kept the GUI very simple. So here you can enter the number of dice. So I am entering 2. So let's roll the dice. So here as we roll the dice, we got the value and its total. So how many times we'll roll, we'll get the different values. So now let's check with the 3. So as we roll the dice, every time we'll get the different values. So this was the simple dice roll simulator. Like, share and subscribe for more Python videos if you like this video. Thanks for watching today's video.